Okay, this is part 4, and like Nele said before, I was rudely interrupted for cutting me off last time. Sorry about that, guys. I was just talking about reverse discrimination and affirmative action in South Africa, and I was saying that, you know, as a white person, even though I may be qualified for the job, I may actually be looked over because I'm not black. I'm not sure how Fanele feels about that. Obviously, I think, you know, especially like we were talking about education inequality in this country, and I think this is a way to boost black people into the positions that they weren't able to have before because even of their education. I think it's very important, but sometimes it's also not fair. It's also, as companies, even as, you know, even as our company, Global Conferences Africa, when we tender or we put up a proposal for certain work, like government work, we're actually looked over because we're too white. Even though we can perform, we're looked over for a black company. Sorry, I don't know if I sound racist to you right now. You know, we're looked over because maybe we don't have the right color, which in a way is a reverse, and it's a reverse discrimination to me. But in a way, it is necessary. But I just don't think. I think it might have gone to one extreme, whereas maybe we could have met more in the middle with that. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Personally, I believe that a person should work hard for everything. But I also feel because had it not been, God forbid, we're never gonna go back. But had it not been for apartheid, there'll be more equal balance between the races and management positions. I feel that broad-based empowerment is good, personally, but a person must deserve it. If they're gonna put you in a management position, you must, not because you're black, but you must deserve it. And I think in a way it's an advantage that the government is emphasizing that we actually practice BE, because some people were never gonna move from their positions. Some people were never gonna resign. So in a way, it's just making, government is trying to push it to another level that we're previously limited to. But at the same time, I believe that people should perform in their positions.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully we can get to the point where it doesn't actually matter if, you know, we can actually get away with do away with that BE, that affirmative action, because it won't matter anymore, because everyone will have the same education. You know, this is a very idealistic thought, but everyone will have, you know, be able to provide those qualifications. Doesn't matter what color you are. And I think, you know, Fanele is very correct in saying that, and I hope I didn't come across as racist saying what I was saying. I just think, you know, I just think that, you know, yeah, it's just a little bit, but I can understand why it's in place, and it needs to be in place because the black people do need, like it is black empowerment. That's the point, and that's what it is, and that's what it stands for. So, next question: how is South Africa economically now that the boycott is over? Better or worse? I think they're talking about the world boycott on South Africa because they were practicing apartheid.
Oh, it is much better, I feel. I mean, it is much better because some of the political analysts, you find more black economical analysts, and I mean, I think it's much more better economically because you find more people, their wealth is spread. Yes, the rich are still getting richer and the poor sometimes are still getting poorer, but there's more. I mean, I'm at my age, I'm earning a better salary than what my parents earned at that time. I don't know if you meant by that, but I think economically it's better.
I think also just the boycott being over, obviously, because apartheid is over, it's better anyway. Like in 1995, our rugby team was able to play in the World Rugby Cup. You know, we're allowed to play international cricket again. I mean, I know this is not just economically, but it's also socially. We were allowed as a country to be a part of international events again, which is phenomenal for us. And I think, you know, our last president, Thabo Mbeki, actually left the country in the black. The country wasn't in any debt whatsoever. We actually had a surplus, which how many countries in the world can say that? So I don't know, currently I don't know what our status is now in terms of our debt, but we were sitting pretty at that time. You know, that's awesome that a president can do that.
And we look good after recession.
Yeah, exactly. And we, you know, and for this recent recession as well, South Africa, you know, passed some very strict, a couple of years ago, some very strict credit laws called the Credit Act, where it's actually a lot harder to get credit, no matter who you were. and it actually saved us during this recession. And we are sitting, we're looking quite well right now. Yeah, we've actually come out ahead of a lot of other countries because of the laws that were passed, thankfully, by our policymakers and lawmakers who had the foresight to see this problem coming. Was it a hard life living in Africa? What are the benefits of living over there?
It's not a hard life. I mean, life is tough. Deal with it. I don't think it's a hard life. No, I don't think so. And I mean, the fact that I can choose where I live, the fact that I can live in a concrete jungle, and then an hour later I'm in a natural jungle, it's just a blessing. I can drive and go to nature reserves, it's a blessing. The fact that you know, I mean, the weather conditions. If you're in the Drakensberg, it's icy snow. If you're in Durban, it's like summer. That's just a blessing. For me, those are the benefits, and it's a lot. I mean, for me, the simplest things in life are the best. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of benefits. I could even open the Bible for you. There's a lot of benefits. I love it. I love Africa. It's not all good, mind you, but for me, there's a lot of benefits because I feel appreciated. I feel welcome. I feel I can speak like 11 languages if I want to. I can anything. I can have a colored, white, you name it, orange boyfriend or husband. Nobody cares, besides my kids.
If he's orange, I don't know, I might care. No, I'm kidding. I think, you know, having lived in a number of different countries, the benefits of living in South Africa is it's a very warm country. Everyone is very welcoming. The people are very real here. You know, they're not fake nice. You know, when they say hi to you, they actually mean it. And everyone on the street will say hi to you. How are you doing? Hi, how are you doing? Whether it's in Zulu, it's in Xhosa, it's in English, it's in Afrikaans. Yeah. You know, everyone says hi to you, whether you understand them or not. You kind of just smile back and nod and say hi. Yes. And, you know, it's a beautiful country, a naturally beautiful country. Like Vanilla was saying, we have the Drakensberg, which is a mountain range about 2-3 hours away from us. In winter, there'll be snow on those mountaintops where you just drive 2 hours and you're at the beach in Durban and it's like summer all year round. You know, we have Table Mountain, we have the game reserves where you have the lions and botanical gardens and beautiful beaches, and you know, just this country is so diverse and it's such a small country that it's just and diverse, you know, socially as well. We're so differently cultural. We have so many different cultures here, and also the huge, like I said before, huge Indian population, which I think a lot of people don't actually realize. The Indian population is actually bigger than the white population in South Africa, and they brought a whole different culture. They, you know, the Afrikaans people who have Dutch backgrounds have brought a whole different culture. The English people, which I guess I'm English, I'm not Afrikaans as a white person. The colored people who've mixed, all the mixed races, you know, the Zulus, even between the African populations, there's a huge difference. And you move around, you know, from Zulus to Xhosa to Sotho. And I think that's the benefit of being in such a small country compared to the States, but there's such a huge diversity, both naturally, socially, with the people and everything. But yet everyone seems to get to be living together and able to live together and just be so friendly and loving and welcome. And like we said, we're ready to welcome the world for 2010. And if any of you are able to come for 2010, we would love to welcome you with open arms. So, yes. A little promo for South Africa. Come.
Please come.
Actually, I think I'm going to start another video because this is coming to the end. So.